this theater, this is a room full of hatred. We're not even... The Randy Newman's got us off to a bad start. Because we don't hate this movie.
No, well, you know the reason why I don't hate this movie, Griff? Because half of it's Escape from New York, basically.
It's so interesting because we think of soft reboots as a thing today.
Right, because the past 20 years, I think every classic 80s franchise has had a reboot.
Red Dawn had one.
Well,
Fuck
yeah,
it.
I don't know how classic that is. But, like every horror movie, like Freddy and Jason and Halloween, it's more,
Anything that made some money back in the day is getting a soft reboot today. Spider-Man gets a soft reboot.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. Yeah. They apparently feed that movie lots of stool softener. Is that like a soft stool boot?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a joke.
I just want to say before we get into this, because we get a lot of defenders of this on Twitter. I don't enjoy doing this, okay? I love Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
After Mad Max, I would say he's my favorite movie protagonist of all time.
And
so it pains me, but we have to tell it like it is. We don't sugarcoat things here.
We were just talking objectively, taking a look at the music of our past. I used to like emo music, probably like 3 bands, and you know what?
You were a very emotional child.
I was a very emotional child. I have a hard time listening to them now. Every once in a while, I'll get in that nostalgic mood, and I can listen to a couple songs.
What was your favorite emo band? I don't even know any of these bands.
I know you don't. It was probably Saves the Day.
Okay.
All right, that was the one.
I'm sure I've heard one of their songs.
They were also like the first real concert I saw. And they were being they were opening for a band that was also really big for me, Taking Back Sunday. And then the opener for those 2 acts was actually one of what became one of my favorite emo bands in Moneen. So it was like Moneen.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah. So it was like a big day for me, but I was so intimidated by everybody because I just had...
That was the crowd you were intimidated by?
Dude, I was 15 or 16 at the time. The hair's like thinning out here, but I had like this hair helmet back then, and all these cool emo kids, they were like black and streaking their hair forward,
like our buddy,
skinny jeans, and doing the pyramid belts and all that.
I thought it was like big white belts. Wasn't that a thing?
That might have been it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a mix of that. But I was like wearing brown corduroys with the green hoodie.
So basically now.
Basically now.
But you didn't have a mustache.
But I didn't have a mustache. Couldn't grow facial hair back then. But yeah, I was so intimidated. But no, we can objectively look at things today and say, so I thought you're overreacting. This movie's not that bad.
I thought I was overreacting. I remember I was so excited, Griff, when this movie, because this was another one. Escape from New York was another one of those movies. I didn't see it in the theater. I was too young, but it was constantly on cable, so I saw it 1,000,000 times on cable. And I loved it. I still love it. And so I was so excited, Griff, because it's like 15 years later, they're doing a sequel. And it's with John Carpenter involved.
It was that long of a gap?
Yes.
Holy shit, I didn't realize that.
Because 81 and then 96.
Oh, okay.
So, and you got Kurt Russell and John Carpenter involved. There's no scab director. It's the real guy.
Dude, when you start listing off some of the actors who are in here, you start with John Carpenter writing and directing and Kurt Russell writing with him.
Right.
And you're just like, all right, I'm already in. I don't know if you were a Steve Buscemi fan when you were young, but...
No, this is when Steve was at his hottest now. So it was a coup to get him in the movie.
And you get Steve Buscemi, you get Pam Grier in there.
Dr. Pam Grier.
Motherfuck, when I saw all that, I was texting you, I was like, what are you talking about? This movie sounds amazing.
That's what I thought. I was so excited, and I think I even said this to Thunderdome. I had the same reaction. It's all right. I was trying to talk myself into because I didn't want to admit it sucked.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, and then I just came to the realization, no, this is just it's not garbage. That's why we told last week we used to call this our What the Fuck movie. The new title is Some Kinda Hate.
I love it
because I kinda hate it. I don't hate everything about it.
It's just so fitting, yeah.
And
I want to talk about the world, how they feel. I've made this argument about the prequel Star Wars movies and that they're just enclosed. The Red Letter Media guys made this argument. This is what put it in my head too. Was they were talking about how there is no real good sets they're working on. It's all just like green screen bullshit.
Yeah.
And so there's like nothing to interact with. And Escape from New York, it's
the cheapest looking $50 million movie I've ever seen.
Escape from New York.
No, Escape from L.A.
I know. I was trying to get you to talk about Escape from New York sets.
Escape from New York, first of all, only cost $6 million to make, and they damn sure got their money worth out of it because, I mean, one of the things about why it looked so great was because I'm pretty sure it's St. Louis is where it was filmed because there was a big fire at the time in the downtown area, and a lot of streets were just trashed, and they were like, hey, that's a perfect set, and it was a perfect set because it looked, I got that New York vibe off it, even though I doubt there's any skyscrapers in fucking St. Louis. I've never been there, but
you can force the perspective well enough to make it look like a city,
right?
A big city, yeah.
And they used the $6 million wisely. They didn't make a man, $6 million man reference there.
Yeah, okay.
But they did matte painting, old fashioned matte painting that worked.
Yeah.
And it did not work from LA.
Well, this movie, they try to use so much early green screen and CGI, and after you cut out Kurt Russell's like $10 million, the other $40 million.
Where to go?
God damn! If it went to
John Carpenter's nose, I guess.
If it went to CGI, maybe John Carpenter just bought a bunch of synths at that time. Like maybe in 30 years I'll start a band, so I'll buy all this equipment. But I mean, here's the other thing. Okay, the sets might not be as great.
Well, they were filmed all in the back lots of Hollywood, and it looked like it. These looked like sets. They did not look like real
environments.
Environments.
Yeah.
I think the scene on the Queen Mary, that actually was like in a boiler room of a real like giant ocean liner.
Okay,
so that was legit. But some of these, like, oh my god, they were just.
Yeah, I can think of a dozen, but it was rough.
Well, we'll get into it when we get into it.
The other big thing that they did really well, they kind of fell short on it. They had such great, subtle character interactions, details, so much greatness of New York.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about New York was there was definitely some satirical moments about what was going on in New York at the time. 'Cause New York was a fucking shithole at this, like in '81. Yeah. Like fucking looked like a war zone some places. And so they did some social commentary on it, but it was subtle. They weren't hitting you over the head with it. Meanwhile, you're getting lambasted by like L.A. cliches and tropes,
right.
It's like, all right, stop hammering us with these.
It's like the difference between, when you say like, oh, it's a bad movie, but it's great. And then you look at Samurai Cop 2, where it's a bad movie they try to make poorly, and it's not fun to watch.
Well, when I was watching this, is Carpenter just fucking with us? It's obvious at this time in his career, he just gave up. He was like,
96.
fuck it. Yeah, he's like, I'm just tired of dealing with the Hollywood rat race bullshit. They're giving me money? All right, I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Because it's rough. I think I would say They Live, to me, was probably the last decent, good John Carpenter
I was
movie.
gonna say, do you know what came in between?
I think there's some other ones. I don't think I've seen them. I
Yeah.
think In the Mouth of Madness was one of them. That was like an H.P. Lovecraft type thing.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I mean, it's not all the way through. And he did like the Village of the Damned remake.
Okay.
He just 90s. He kind of gave up. He was just gun for hire.
Okay,
and it shows. It shows that he doesn't have passion in this movie.
Whoa.
But what do I know? According to a quote I saw on IMDb, so take that with a grain of salt, John Carpenter said of this movie, it's 10 times better than Escape from New York, and it's so much more mature. And the reason it took so long was because the first script they got, like in the mid-'80s when they were going to do it, it was too campy. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? This movie is super fucking campy.
Murray, I'm ready to set that camp. I'm ready to pop it up, get in there, fix the rods up, and hang my lunch from a tree limb so the bears don't get it.
Okay. Well, I guess, Griff, there's no escaping from doing this movie. It's John Carpenter's Escape from LA.
Welcome to the theater. For everyone's enjoyment, we'd like to remind you of the following rules. No talking. No smoking. No littering. No red meat. No freedom of religion. And remember, all marriages must be approved by the Department of Health. Failure to obey these rules will result in immediate loss of citizenship and deportation to the island of Los Angeles. Enjoy the show.
Your rules are really beginning to annoy me.
Dramatic psycho profile on him using a database of 5 million sociopathic personalities. He hit the bottom of the curve.
Catches on quick, doesn't she?
Santa loves a winner.
Say we play a little Bangkok rules. Nobody draws until this hits the ground. You ready? Draw. You got a problem with that?
Murray, distant year, 1998, and we
One year after Snake Plissken rescued the president from Escape from New York.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes,
1 year.
97 is when he escaped from
Interesting.
New York.
Okay, and he's God knows where, because everyone's kind of looking.
He's off
for
the
him.
grid.
Yeah, he's off the grid as far
Where
as
he
we-
belongs.
But we've got a evangelical. I can never say that word.
Evangelical. Yeah.
Evangelical president now.
Well, we have a candidate,
Oh, he's just a candidate.
and he predicted L.A. There was an earthquake was going to hit L.A. and destroy it for all its wickedness, and it happened like right after he said that, and that's how he won. Because people are like, holy shit, this guy can predict the future. We got to vote for this guy. Now, keep in mind, as we learned from Escape from New York, we're under a police state. We have a U.S. police force. We already don't have our rights to begin with, but it even got worse because now we got Pat Robertson as our president.
Oh my God. And
700 Club.
700 Club. We love our fucking evangelical TV personalities.
So after that, so he becomes president, and I guess he declares martial law. It's like, I have to be president for life.
Yeah.
You need me.
Yeah, it gets so
Sounds kind of familiar, like somebody's been kind of saying that kind of stuff.
bad.
but I
No,
don't
he's
know.
just been joking. That's
Oh,
his
yeah.
sense of humor.
Okay.
God, you're just one of these fucking tear-jerking liberals, aren't you?
Knee jerk.
Knee jerk?
Yeah. Knee jerk liberal.
Oh, okay.
Tear jerk is a different thing. It's like trying to get you to cry.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And
Anyway.
so the White House, it's moved to Lynchburg, Virginia, where real Americans live, unlike
Wow.
D.C.
Yeah, no.
The swamp of
That
D.C.
is the swamp. That's why Trump's moving it to Mar-a-Lago, I think.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Which is good.
The Southern White House.
The
is
Southern
where
White
the
House.
president. Does he even have I think he's just president. They never say his name in this movie.
He is. He's just prez.
Okay, so then we learn, I guess apparently New York got shut down because they've now made L.A. because L.A. breaks off. It's the earthquake is so devastating. L.A. just breaks off of land.
Yeah.
It's like an island now. And that's the new prison where if you're not American enough, you get deported to L.A. where all the slime and the scuzz live.
Yeah, they basically described it as being like, if you're not from this country, you go to the island. If you broke a law, you go to the country.
If you smoke, if you drink,
drink,
you do drugs,
abortions.
So we know Ian MacKay is safe.
Yeah.
But
And
he's-
that's about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Abortions. What else do they
Sex
hate?
before marriage.
Sex before marriage. If you've ever used the Lord's name in vain, yeah, you're going
Atheist.
to LA. Atheist, of course.
All of them.
Of course.
So we already have our plane tickets for that, because we've done at least 5 of those.
Yeah.
So cut to the future, the far off future, Griff. Remember the future of 2013?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I don't.
Oh.
What happened in 2013, Griff?
Not much. Obama disappointed us all. That's about it.
Got me health care for a short while.
Hey.
I don't have it anymore,
Hey,
but I did have
I
it for a
appreciate
while.
that he at least did that much for us.
So, I'll tell you what happened, Griff. There's an emergency. We got our man Malloy, played by Stacy Keach, who's rocking a sweet-ass Nang Chen throughout this movie. That's
yeah.
That was a character of its own.
I was like, this was a Zadar role waiting to happen.
Yeah, we're going to point out every callback to an Escape from New York in this movie, because like I said, half of this movie is Escape from New York. He's basically the Lee Van Cleef character from Escape from New York.
Okay.
And he's got his underling. I don't think she had a name.
No, I just called her... Goth Girl.
Which is like Tom Atkins from Escape from New York, who I don't think had a name either. So
Okay.
we got the underling, we got the warden, I guess, of L.A.
Let's go with that.
The president's there. And all we know is that they're looking for something. They already sent out an elite Navy SEAL team to L.A. to recapture something.
They need to get a black box, I believe.
Yes. Well, we think they need to get the daughter of the president. But we'll get into that.
Okay.
But all we know is they haven't heard back from these guys. Only one guy's like life tracer or whatever is still, so they assume 4 of them died and there's one left.
Yeah.
We need to get somebody to get in there, to get to him, to get the info, and get the president's daughter.
President, there's like 2 men left in the United States that could do that. And one of them's completely off the grid right now. And the other one is Lance Cuthers, and he's dead. So.
And then they're like, hey, wait a minute. They just look up. Is that Snake Plissken? Like, he just so happened to get captured. Because he's been a gunslinger, as they called him, in Thailand since the last Escape movie.
Oh.
So the past...
I didn't realize that was back to foreshadow.
Yeah, so the past 15 years, he's been slinging his guns in Thailand.
Okay. He's probably kickboxing it up with Jean-Claude and shit.
And Malloy's like, president. That's the guy. Remember, he saved the president. He escaped from New York 15 years ago.
Dude, this is... that was one of the 2 guys. Lance Cuthers is dead. We need Snake Plissken. Snake SD Bob Plissken.
Yes, because we get his whole credentials. As they're walking, take him to the president. We get all his credentials. Special forces, rescued the president, had something in Cleveland. SD Bob. That's the one new thing that Carpenter added. His name is SD Bob Plissken.
Why did I was trying to tell Murray about J.K. Rowling and how she just started hammering characters into LGBT groups for no reason after everyone's loved and adored her books for like 15 years. Why are they doing that? Why is Carpenter adding Bob to his name?
I don't know.
It's fucking weird.
But he doesn't even like it because he's like, call me Snake.
Yeah, I like that you do the gravelly voice. I hope that comes through on the call me Snake.
Yeah, because that's him doing his Clint Eastwood impression.
Okay.
So I mean, he's actually been on record as saying yes, he was impersonating. Snake is his Clint Eastwood impression. Jack Burton is John Wayne, obviously.
Okay, I never really. I just love Kurt Russell. He's such a good actor. I didn't even put those 2 together. I just love seeing him do shit.
Right. So, and he's wearing the sweet ass fucking winter camo.
Murray, I can just imagine you put this image in my mind now. A young, chubby little Murray running around, snow leopard. Is that what you call them? Camo.
It was just winter camo.
Winter camo.
Black, white, and gray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't have the skin tight ones that Snake is wearing in this. They have like no pockets; they're so tight.
Yeah.
But I had a pair of those. I wanted to be Snake because he was my fucking hero.
God damn.
I didn't have the eye patch though.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And I did have the stubble though.
Yeah. After
I was 10, but I had stubble.
After I got the hoop earring, I tried to get my mom to let me get the eye patch. Don't even know why. I just wanted it. I think it was because Kramer had one. And
then, what name did you give the woman?
What name did I give the woman?
The
Goth girl. I just called her
Goth. Girl's like, ugh. He's so retro. Because he got that sweet fucking 70s feathered hair.
He's looking so fucking good.
Because Snake's one of those guys, when he was like 12, probably in the 70s, he had that feathered hair, and he's like, this is perfect. I'm never changing it.
Well, A, it looks great.
Right.
So when you have a good look, it can transcend space and time.
Right.
B, we're seeing everybody in the future now, and they all are wearing like those futuristic clothings they always have, where they're in like...
It's always a jumpsuit.
It's always like a jumpsuit. It's usually like shiny, so light hits it, and it's, shimmering off of it and everything. So it's got that kind of look to it, and he's an outsider. So, of course, they're going to be like, fuck this guy.
Right, she should be going to L.A. because she's fashion shaming Snake.
I like
but
it.
she's got an in. So they're taking him down this hallway. and this woman's walking towards him, and then she just scratches his Snake's hand. But we're like, oh, that's weird. But there's, Snake doesn't even, he's so badass, he doesn't even acknowledge it. But we see that. And I want to point out, there's a little cameo as he's walking by. We get a little cameo of Kurt Russell's little son playing a little boy in the hallway.
Really?
Right.
Nice.
And there's talk, because they've been talking about remaking this movie, Escape from New York, forever. There's talk about his son playing him. No. I hate his son. Fuck his son. I don't want his son playing. He's not badass. He's a goofball. I saw him in, it was called Overlord. It was this awful Nazi zombie movie.
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't even finish it.
See,
I sit through awful movies all the time for the show, and I couldn't finish it because it was that bad. I don't want
We end up liking the movies more than we hate
them. But I didn't like this one.
No,
and I don't like his son playing him.
Well,
but then again, I don't know, because before Escape from New York, Kurt Russell was known as a Disney kid, so he pulled it off. So I don't know. Maybe he can.
Yeah, there's too much to consider here, and I hate considering all this.
But as we're walking by, if you're paying attention, they're saying, like, over loudspeakers, you have a choice. You can go to L.A. or you can be executed right there on the spot if you don't want to go to L.A. So there's people in electric chairs in the hallway.
Oh, shit,
being
I didn't
electrocuted.
Notice that.
Yes.
Little details, guys.
Right.
There's Carpenter hasn't completely put his credibility to rest yet.
Right. That comes later, and I'll point that out. But so they take him into a room, leave him there, and then he sees like a little computer, and he's just got to look. He's got to fuck with shit. He puts his thumb on this like thing, this like sensor.
Yeah.
And then the president, Malloy, and Goth Girl walk in, and they give him the lowdown. They're like, "Hey, this is the deal.
Yeah.
The president's daughter, Utopia. She's never been the same since her sister killed herself. She got lost. She retreated to a virtual reality world. And unfortunately, this ne'er-do-well, Cuervo Sanders, hijacked into her virtual reality world and started cyber-stalking her and manipulating her, this poor, vulnerable girl.
Oh, shit.
And he twisted her mind. And what happened was, there's this black box they need, like you pointed out earlier.
Okay.
We still don't know what's in it. We just know it's important. It's the MacGuffin, as we've said in previous episodes. She was on Air Force 3, which is, of course, the president's daughter's private jet.
Yeah.
And
currently,
she's been radicalized by Cuervo Sanders.
Currently, we have 9 Air Forces for everyone keeping track out there.
She's been radicalized, Griff. It can happen. I hear it happens on the internet all the time.
Yeah, she's wearing like a Paris Hilton Barbie pink
because like
suit.
A pure sweet American girl would dress
super
like.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, Uzi in hand. What, girl? What's going on?
Yeah, and she's holding the black box, and she's like, "The revolution is coming!" Because, like I said, she's been radicalized.
Yeah.
And then she jumps into like a little I guess they're making reference to the escape pod from Escape from New York, the little egg thing.
Yeah.
So she because they're watching. We're actually watching like this hologram.
Yeah, it's a 3D hologram.
And they're like, all right, Pliskin. First, I think they're saying we need the box and the daughter.
Yes.
Or no, I think they said kill the daughter. Even at this time, they're like,
President got him separately and was like, kill that bitch.
Okay.
Because
she's lost to me.
Yeah.
And Snake's like, fuck you, I ain't doing shit. And then they're like, oh really? Well, you know that scratch you got earlier?
Yeah. And
that's a little thing called Plutoxin 7.
Plutoxin 7? I've had Plutoxin 1 through 6, and they ain't shit.
Because he's like, he's like, I've already been through this shit. Because once again, this is a retread Escape New York.
Yeah.
So he's like, I've already been through this shit. Fuck you. And he's like, no, this is the real legit thing, Snake. You ain't coming back from this.
You ain't coming back from this?
This is Plutoxin 7. This is 10 times the coronavirus.
No way.
And we're living in 2013, so this hasn't even happened yet.
Oh my God. And
so he's just like, oh, fuck. Well, I guess I'm in.
If we sound a little different, it's because me and Marie are both wearing face masks.
Yes. If I'm muffled, it's not because I'm mumbling like normal.
Yeah.
It's because I'm wearing a face mask. And safety first.
Safety first.
And so Snake, how do you get a gun? Because he gets a gun.
Well, they slapped that Pit Boy on him, which is a reference to the Fallout series where it has like the time.
No. That was a straight up reference. That was the exact same thing he wore on Escape from New York.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that little readout, like.
Oh, okay.
The readout thing, but you got 9 hours. He had 24 in the first movie. He had 9 hours, little less than it was like 8.5.
I don't remember how he had a gun in here, but yeah, he does start shooting at them.
Yes, and they're like,
or did he just take a swing at them?
He might have.
It might have just been.
Yeah, I
taking a
think you
swing
think
at
you're
him.
right. I think he lunged at the president, and they're like, "Pliskin, we know,
on.
we've seen Escape from New York. We know what you're gonna do. This is a hologram." And we see they're like in another room, like the cops have, where they have
the see-through window,
yeah,
the double-sided glass.
right?
I think they call that.
And so he's like, "All right, I'm fucking in, you sons of bitches."
Yeah, I got no other choice. You got me over a barrel here, so pops on the wristband.
Pops that on.
Of
and
course, he's he's
Gotta-
at 10 hours, and he's like, well, let's gear the fuck up, guys.
So we get the exact same scene from Escape from New York. I think of the exact same weapons because we see the ninja stars on the table.
Nice.
And they're like, hey, and so you got remember all this stuff, guys. It comes into play later. We have this holocam, which can shoot a hologram of you. And it only works like a half-mile radius.
Mm-hmm.
You can use. I don't know what you're going to use this for, but use that. We got this giant ass fucking like Starship Troopers gun.
Yep.
We got this like
4 different scopes on it.
little blow dart thing.
Of course.
And we have stealth clothing. And he's like,
Oh,
I'll
come
take.
on.
He's like, I'll take that sweet duster, but you ain't fucking with his camo.
You're gonna put the full outfit on, and you're gonna look good, and we're gonna make sure it fits in the caboose real well.
And so we get a nice sexy shot of him putting on his outfit, nice shirtless.
Oh my
A
god.
little bit of peccioli.
Yeah.
I think you need a little more.
It
But
just
the budget was for the CGI was so much they couldn't afford the CGI.
Dude, I haven't seen someone look this good in leather since Richie last week. Because holy shit,
Yes.
Kurt Russell pulling
yeah.
in the leather,
Yeah,
and it's like fresh leather, so it's all the screech.
Yeah.
It was ASMR, which you don't understand. It was ASMR for me. I actually recorded
That
it.
was funny. I did notice he was talcing his body now with like talcum powder while he was putting that leather on.
It's fresh leather, man.
Yeah,
it's
right.
straight off the
Oh,
cow.
yeah, I
That,
bet.
that's
It takes forever to break in leather. I was
Yeah.
amazed. He did it in like 90 minutes.
well, shit. He's so full of action. Of course, you're breaking leather in no time.
because he's tougher than leather.
He's tougher. There's also stick matches. They
Yes.
never come into play though.
They
But
do
there is.
at the very end.
Oh, you know what? They do. My bad. You're
Okay,
right.
But he's like, yeah, so yeah, he gets his wildies, he gets everything, and they're like, Pliskin, 9 hours. Fucking Cuba is on our ass. They're ready to invade. Invasion USA. There's this guy named General Rostov.
What the fuck? Carpenter is crossing boundaries here. I love it.
He's like, we got our agent Matt Hunter out there, but we don't know if he's going to last.
We lost contact with him. Last we heard was that he was in a neighborhood that got blown up by rockets.
He was in a shopping mall he was seeing it. And
So they load up our dear hero, Snake Plissken, into what looks like some kind of condom type sperm cell that they're going to shoot into a woman into like Land Beyond Time or something. I'm getting all my movies mixed up here.
Fantastic Voyage. Is what,
That's the one. But no, it's like an Elon Musk underground submarine slash fucking
slash shitty CGI piece of shit.
Oh my
because
God.
It was so awful.
Murray, I'm not like the biggest fan of these guys, but clearly this is what inspired Tim and Eric. Because
I don't know. I don't like them either, so I don't watch them.
Exactly. But I just know they do all these poor ass CGI effects.
This was Neil Breen has better CGI than this
my
movie
God.
does.
We've been meaning to do one of his
Yes,
movies.
we have.
Holy shit. This is Neil Breen level. And it cost $40 million.
Right, so we get the scene, and of course, like, hey, Pliskin, slow it down. You're pushing the engines.
It's nuclear powered engines, Murray. Which is actually what my new car runs on.
Oh, that's cool. And Snake's like, you're not the one dying, you sons of bitches. And we get all these scenes of, like, we get the Universal, like, tour, whatever, and what the fuck, the amusement park?
Yeah.
We see the shark from Jaws, the robot.
out,
Yeah, it's awful. And then he crashes through a building because he's got to get there. He's pushing it. You see that it's good. That thing's going right to the red.
He was pushing it so hard he didn't have like full control over
he loses
it.
control.
So he had to crash right through the building, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm doing a Snake Plissken." And so he's
Right, because he's like, remember when I was on that glider? It's the exact same scene, the exact same lighting, everything, because we're redoing Escape from New York.
So he's lifting up, like you always see when a helicopter's like tail spinning in movies and they just pull back and they have to pull back so hard, like every muscle is flexing, shirts are ripping because of the flex. Right. And he pulls back hard enough that he launches out of the water about 45 feet onto this.
Breaches like a dolphin.
Yeah.
And he
it really was.
He lands on a highway, like broken off highway.
Yeah. And he just lands on the edge of it. So the tail of the submarine sperm tube is hanging over the side. And Pliskin is just like, oh, man, gonna have to have a cigarette after that one. But he doesn't have that much time because he hears that the foundation starts crumbling.
Well, first, the sub just starts sliding off. And then...
Oh, that's what it was.
Then
okay.
he grabs the front, and he's trying to hold on, and then the whole thing gives way.
He absolutely has the strength to pull that thing back on. But the foundation crumbled, which is actually a good commentary on the fact that all of America is crumbling.
Yes.
But don't worry.
That was more of the hit you over the head.
Yeah, but don't worry. We're building the wall, so it's okay.
So, and then he looks back, and there's this surfer gang, like, floating in the river. They're checking him out. Like, what's up with this guy? They got Uzis. They're on surfboards.
The fucking surf ninjas.
They were the surf ninjas. And he gets up, and then we see this mysterious figure played by Peter Fonda. Easy Rider.
Easy Rider.
And he's like, hey, bro. He's like Spicoli. He's like, hey, bro, that was pretty fucking rad. Hey, I recognize you. Who are you?
I know. I Snake won't hear it. He's like, which way to the Hollywood Bowl? Guy's like, it's over there, man. So
and then he drops this line that's used throughout, because the line in Escape from New York is, I thought you were dead. This one's, I thought you were taller. Short shaming. First they fucking fashion shame him, now they're short shaming him.
I like that Kurt Russell wrote this too. So clearly he was like, let's have some fun with this, guys.
No, I don't want them having fun. And then he goes out, he goes through this woods, goes out in the street, and then the car drives by blasting classic Sugar Ray. Which is probably why they're in L.A., because you should be in L.A. if you're blasting Sugar Ray.
Dude, that was... I brought it up earlier. Music that we adored as a child. I got that Sugar Ray album as parental advisor. My mom didn't notice.
The one with the naked girl on the cover?
No, that was like their first album. This was like their second or third
album.
That
one was like... It wasn't good, but at least it was like a more punky kind of sound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had the one that had like I Just Want to Fly, because I love that fucking song. And then I played the CD, and like the fourth song on it is just like, cash, I want some fucking cash. I need some fucking cash. I want it. And for me
I love that stealth thing you did with your mom.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know either. But so I got that, and of course I'm a teenager. I love swearing. So I hear that swearing, and I'm just like, this is the greatest album ever written. Of course
it was, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, there needs to be more swearing in music, people. Stop being so uptight, people. Kids need to listen to swearing.
They just need to. They're just
acting out. They're being kids.
Yeah.
So, Snake, he makes it to the Hollywood Bowl, I guess. I don't know. It looked like the State Theater, actually.
Yeah, it did. It really did, yeah.
And he
it's like a big mansion, right?
You know what, this is what I didn't like. There's a lot of Seagalisms, like every woman wants to fuck Snake now.
I didn't like that. I really didn't like that, because this was when he walks into that mansion, right?
Yes, whatever it was. Yeah,
he walks through like it was a hooker alley he walks through to get to the mansion, right. And there's all the prostitutes in there, and they're all just like, oh my god, look at that hair, and
let me run my fingers through that hair.
Is that real leather?
Yes, it is. And he's like, yeah, doesn't it sound like real leather, stupid?
Just, shh. That's real leather. So he gets into the mansion. Of course, there's a woman who...
Because he's got a tracker, because he's looking, and it's beeping, because he's looking for that one guy he's supposed to meet.
You know what? He doesn't even meet the women first. He walks into the big staircase opening. Right. I don't know what to call them, because I don't have a mansion.
Pavilion? Is
foyer?
That a word?
It's like a super foyer. And so he sees... The guy he was looking for is crucified and being used as a throwing dart board.
Yeah.
All the Shokazugi favorite weapons are stabbed through him.
Yeah. And he gets down there. Malloy, it looks like he's not going to make it. And then we see a very familiar face throwing knives at this rescue.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him. It's a Nazi.
No, he's a Nazi now, but if you really look deep, look into his eyes, those sweet blue eyes, we notice...
Wait a minute. I recognize that breathing pattern.
Did you recognize the laugh he did?
Oh my God, Murray, that's Lewis.
Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds, played by Robert Carradine, reprising his role. Yeah, I guess Lewis finally got Me Too'd for raping that girl in the funhouse.
Why is that something? Why was that like a convenient plot point for them?
And so, as you know, as unfortunate luck would have it, he winds up in L.A. and when in Rome, so he finds the first gang. There's no nerd gang in L.A. They get killed instantly. So the next thing is neo-Nazis.
He calculated it out. He's a smart guy. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to fit in with any of these guys. The leather doesn't fit me tight enough.
At this time, Lewis is probably going bald anyway, so he's like, fuck, I'll just shave it all off.
Hey, that makes sense. He probably was going bald. He doesn't have his equipment. He can't make himself some kind of hair replicant. Right. So he went full skin.
Well, we learned that most of the gangs are like black and Asian in L.A. and
That's right.
Hispanic. So he finds the 5 skinheads in L.A.
That's a good point. Man, we're making this world sound way too
And
good.
I want to point out, Robert Carradine has the worst bald cap on. It's where'd the money go for this movie? It didn't go into the movie, that's for damn sure.
I don't know.
So he's like, Snake just blows him off. He's like, hey, you wanna make a bet? I can hit that with the shuriken here?
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you. And just walks off. And then, of course, this black prostitute comes up to him because everyone wants to fuck Snake.
Everybody.
It's like, hey, baby, I can. He's like, where's Cuervo?
Jose Cuervo. No, it's Cuervo's Jones.
No, it's Cuervo Sanders. He's like, where's Sanders? He wants to fucking give people health care. It's bullshit. And she's like, oh, he's doing a parade right as we speak. Convenient, huh? Right on Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard. How do I get to Sunset Boulevard? This is like a Batman voice.
Well, that's what he was using.
You just walk. You know what, honey? I'll show you. But you walk in front. And you know what? Lift the duster up. I want to see. Yeah.
See that leather-clad ass.
That's some tight leather you got there.
And then then Lewis comes up. Hey, you think you're so badass because you wear leather? You're not the boss of me. And he's just about to throw a fucking giant Rambo knife at Snake. And Snake doesn't even look back. He just nonchalantly gets a Starship Trooper gun and just blasts fucking Lewis away.
God, how much do you think that gun weighs?
50, 60 pounds.
It's got to be. And one arm perfectly steadies the aim.
And then we forgot to point out the first clip was full of blanks because they knew Snake was going to try to kill Malloy. Did you pick that up?
He switched it out, though.
No, yeah, but it's like, well, thank God Snake tried to murder people. He would have been fucked if he just tried to, if he didn't know that there was blanks in the first clip.
Okay, I see what you're going for here.
But yeah, so Snake walks out. There's this parade. We finally get to see Cuervo. Utopia, the daughter, all hoard up. She's got the fucking stockings on. She looks like a fucking extra from a Motley Crue video.
She just looked like a modern wrestler today to me.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right. And yeah, because she looked like she was like 98 pounds.
Yeah.
So I guess she could be champ in AEW. And Cuervo's got the poor man's fucking Duke of New York car. He's like, the Duke of New York had that sweet ass like Cadillac with the fucking chandeliers on the front.
You see, less is more.
Yeah.
And what they did with Cuervo's car is they just put so much into
baby
it.
heads all in the front.
God.
And then a disco ball like mounted on the back.
Yeah, it's just you just went a little too far.
Yeah. And so he's just doing his parade. I guess he does this daily. I don't fucking know.
Every scene we see him.
Or you know what? They were probably doing the parades. They're celebrating getting the black box.
You're right. Good call.
Because they're going to fucking get the whole army. We're going to take over America.
Yeah.
Get everybody health care, you sons of bitches.
Yeah. And he's got like a whole Wait a minute. Lewis, there's a whole science team.
No. He has his own nerd who we'll meet later.
Exactly.
On.
That's what I'm thinking is like, why didn't Lewis get in with the nerd group?
He just didn't know what to do.
Wow, he went straight to Nazism instead of like trying
Well, if you really watch Revenge of the Nerds, there's clues there that
There
Lewis is kind of tempted to go that way.
Fuck, man. I was telling Murray earlier, that was the one, he always talks about the movies that were on cable, like
Yes.
Escape from New York.
Yes.
Revenge of the Nerds was always, I watched the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I've seen it a million times too. Everyone has.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen any of the sequels, but I've seen Revenge of the Nerds a million
I've
times.
seen the first 3 sequels, or the first 3 movies. I think the first one is Booger in Love or whatever. I didn't watch that one.
Michigan native Curtis Armstrong.
Michigan
Yeah, he went
native.
to Oakland University, same alumni as my sister.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So I think he's the most famous guy ever to go to Oakland University, which is
Nice.
It's a tiny college here. But so man, he's only got so much time, guys.
Yeah.
So Snake is fucking jacks a dude on a fucking motorcycle.
So they're doing normal parade speed, idling at 3 miles an hour.
Right. There's giant balloons. There's everything.
Yeah. So Snake walks out, punches a guy off a motorcycle. Well, there's 2 guys on the motorcycle. Right. So I think he does like a maneuver where he jumps in between them, and he's like, room for 3, elbows the one guy off, and then he's just got the driver.
Snake doesn't ride bitch, baby.
And he like German suplexes him while remaining thrusted to the motorcycle. So then he just grabs on the handlebars and fucking revs it and fucking flies forward at 80,000 miles an hour.
Right.
And this parade is going 3 miles an hour. And yet...
Perspective, though. If it looks like it's closer than it is. It's an optical illusion.
Oh, okay. That's
He's
what it
actually
is.
3 miles behind Cuervo.
Okay. So it takes him a little while, but he catches up to Cuervo because he's 3 miles behind. Thank you.
First he goes between 2 guys.
You're right.
And then he pops a wheelie because everybody's going to shoot him, and he fakes him out. He pops a wheelie, takes off, so they shoot each other.
I love this because Utopia is looking back, and she sees that. And she's like, Cuervo, I think that's Snake Plissken on her. How does she know who's Snake? Why does everybody? But
because he's the fucking folk hero.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But she's like, I think that's Snake. And he turns around and is like, he's lost his edge.
Yeah, he's short.
Yeah, he's short. And he destroys these 2. He drives by. He gets them to shoot each other. That was the kill you early. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it doesn't look like that leather? Oh, my God. She's unzipping.
And as luck would have it, as always in every movie we cover, there's always ramps everywhere. Nature is a ramp, if you think about it.
Everywhere. Because the road ahead of them, they were starting to jam it up, so he wasn't going to be able to get through.
Right.
So
he just goes off-road, hits this ramp, and we get some of the worst fucking green screen CGI. He lands in the back of a truck, and Cuervo's like, I'm losing my bitch. I got to look tough now. So he like, fuck it. He starts jumping on cars behind him, and they're just meeting each other.
This was kind of cool. I like how they did this, where it's like not subway, but like train cars, where you see like the 2 people on top of those, like getting to each. That was kind of reminiscent.
For some reason, I guess because they're going 2 miles an hour, it wouldn't be abrupt if you just slammed on the brakes.
No,
so
yeah.
I would just slam on the brakes and have Snake go fly off.
He's got to go flying off, but
they don't think of that.
Probably.
And did we ever point out that Cuervo is obviously supposed to be Che Guevara? That's like the look he has. He's got the beard and the beret and everything. So they're hitting you over the head with the symbolism here.
Which I learned recently. People think he's still alive, but also they think he is Bob Marley.
Oh, okay.
That's what some crazy
When
guy. That's what some crazy guy. At a
I just get
bookstore
pissed
told
off
me.
when people go, "Hey, nice Che shirt," and I go, "This is Cuervo fucking Jones. Fuck you."
That is disappointing. I do. That shirt is beautiful. I don't know where you find your shirts, but it's a beautiful shirt. Man.
I get it made from Redbubble.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's a standoff, but Cuervo, he's Hispanic, so he knows the way around some bolos, and he starts twirling them, hits fucking Snake, knocks his cold cock Snake. Snake falls in the road, and he goes, "That's enough. I don't need to even stop for Snake.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get back in my fucking car and go off to the happy kingdom."
Yeah, I don't get what he was urgent about. Well, no, I guess he was kind of like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Right, he wanted to look good in front of Utopia.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even that into her. But I don't know what goes on in the pimp game because I think he's pimping her out.
I don't know what he's on.
Anyway,
he's using her definitely.
He definitely drives.
So he's like, let my goons handle Snake. I'm too big for Snake Plissken.
Right. So the goons surround him. He gets 4 goons, motorcycles, surround him.
He loses his fucking duster somehow. It just disappears.
He loses his duster at this part, but he loses his big fucking Starship Trooper gun.
But I want to point out his duster has the holocam still in the pocket.
Oh.
But a goon picks it up and starts wearing it.
You're right. Okay. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got these 4 goons surrounding him, and all he's got now is his guns from Escape from New York, and they're just at his at his thighs.
Remember, the past 15 years, he's been a gunslinger in Thailand.
Dude, he's been
Thailand had the fastest gunslingers around.
All right, everybody, are we gonna do this like bitches, or are we gonna do it Bangkok style? And no
of
one
course,
says anything.
They all know that apparently. Bangkok rules. Your people know.
Well,
apparently,
they were all Thai people.
I think they were all like they had no idea what he was talking about, but they didn't want to admit they didn't know.
But they got it as soon as he picked up the can.
Well, he told him. He's like,
oh, he did. Yeah, he explained it very well.
Like,
he did it in the person trying to explain to someone who doesn't think speaks English though. I am going to throw the can.
No, that's a little too fast. It was more like, I am going to throw this can. First one to shoot when it hits the ground wins.
No one shoots till it hits the
ground.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know Bangkok rules. That's how it's ridiculous it is.
Wait a minute, guys. That sounded wrong out loud.
Wait, let me fix it. And but eventually they figure it out. So then he tosses it, and they all look up like idiots.
Hey, everybody, background. There is a movie by Kurt Russell and his dad called The Bastards of Baseball. Fucking amazing movie. Kurt Russell, point of this story, Kurt Russell is a baseball player. He's got a golden arm. So he takes that can, he chucks it into the fucking stratosphere. And so all these fucking goons are staring at the can, and Snake Plissken's like, tonight the snake dines on dickheads. Shoots them all.
Yeah, because you can't trust a snake. We learned that from the first movie.
What's wrong with them? What the fuck's wrong with these goons? They're supposed to be living in L.A., this place where you always have to be on guard. They're not on guard at all.
They got awestruck because everybody knows Snake Plissken.
That's true.
So they were just like...
I think when he threw the can, too, a little bit of that leather vest popped up and exposed his midriff, and they were all just like, oh, my
Saw
God.
the snake tattoo on
exactly.
his stomach.
They were just like, oh, my God, did you see the snake?
I wonder what that means.
Oh, my God.
4 inches. And then, then here's another callback to Escape from New York, because there was a scene much in the same time period of where Snake has been in New York, where he doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have any of his tracker. So he grabs a chair just off the ground and sits in it, and which he did in Escape from New York.
Yeah, he wanders off and he finds this abandoned little shack little thing, and he grabs the chair, he sits down, he Joey Janela's it, he throws it. Did you ever see that GIF?
No.
Joey Janela threw a chair over his shoulders into the ring, and it was folded up, and it hit the ropes, bounced off the other ropes, and unfolded, so you could sit on it, and the crowd went wild. He stole that from Snake, is my point.
Yes.
Snake did it first in this movie.
Yeah.
And Kurt Russell refused to do anything fake, so that was real.
Yeah, as we'll learn later on.
Yeah.
And so he's like, fuck, what am I going to do? Luck would have it, just as he says that, fucking Map of the Stars Eddie pops up.
Map of the Stars
played by
Eddie.
Steve Buscemi.
He's definitely looking like a dollar store Joker here.
Well, he's clearly the cabbie role from Escape from New York.
Right.
He's more of a scumbag than Cabby was, but it's still that guy. Hey, Snake, I can get you whatever you want, Snake. He's kind of the weasel of L.A., but he knows everybody and he knows where to go.
Right. We also learned that Snake he called into the headquarters. He's got flu-like symptoms that'll probably be kicking in soon.
He's like,
the fatigue will hit him. That's the point.
I don't know if it's flu toxin or it's corona. But it's bothering me.
Yeah.
And so they're like, take some
Snake, you just need to take some of this Dayquil. Don't take the NyQuil because that'll make you extra drowsy.
Because you only got 8 hours. You got by 7 at this time.
If you really want to find Cuervo, you'll take this, and he pulls out this little mini disc player.
It was like they refer to it as a remote control.
Yeah,
because that plays into later on. And yeah, it has little mini CDs, and this is how far in the future we are. Our CDs are now the size of a thumbnail.
Yeah.
And there's a floppy disk. It was crazy.
It was weird.
But he's just like, hey, yeah, I know everywhere around here. Where's Cuervo? Where's he live? Oh, I can tell you that. Sure, I can show you, Snake.
You should really take my tape of directions because he's the second stop on my Map of the Stars tour. Ain't taking it.
He's like, fuck you. And walks off, fucking face palms Eddie, and this. Walks right into Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
There ain't no cops here.
Ain't no cops.
But there is a young lady.
Yeah, Teslima.
I don't remember her name, but I remember she was supposed to be the next hot thing in the late 80s. She was in the movie Rain Man. That was like her big debut.
Okay.
She was also in Big Top Pee-wee, which our friend Michael remember.
Yeah, I know.
And her career went nowhere. But yeah, she was an Italian actress.
Well, even in this, her role went nowhere.
Yeah. But she's stretching. She's Italian, but she's playing an Arab.
Wait, she was supposed to be an Arab?
Yes.
I thought she was supposed to be Russian.
She's Muslim.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's why she's there. Her crime was being a Muslim in South Dakota. She tells us.
Oh, I heard her say South Dakota. I didn't hear the part before.
Yeah, she's a Muslim. And so she's like, because we see all these like robed people, like monks, and Snake doesn't know the lay of the land. So he's like, I'm just going to shoot these motherfuckers. He's like, no, hide. Shh. Don't talk. And he's like, why don't you shut the fuck up? And he's like, Snake doesn't have time.
Yeah.
And then we see these ambulances like pull up to this building. And she's like, no, you don't want to go in there, Snake. Fuck you. And as soon as he walks out, the monks have like these net guns, and they shoot like a.
Oh my god!
It's like something out of American Gladiators.
Dude, we know too much about net guns. I mean, American Ninja is fitting as well because fucking Dudakov's always getting caught in nets.
Right. And if Dudikov can get caught, I don't know what Snake, what he's going to do. He doesn't know any of the powers of the ninja.
He's got zero powers.
All he knows is gun fu.
Gung fu, for sure.
So, and then she gets caught too. And then, so they get wheeled into this fucked up kind of like hospital looking environment.
Dude, I didn't even see this name in the credits, but we go down into this it's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles underground lair. It's very cool like that. There's Domino's pizza everywhere. Nice product placement.
They're strapped down on these gurneys. They're stood
They're
up.
vertical, yeah.
They're
yeah.
And we see all these women these fucked up faces that kind of look like plastic surgery women nowadays.
I know. For a minute there, I was like, I had to do a triple take because it's like, oh, I get it. The thing is, like, all the staff and everything
they all have fucked up plastic surgery.
It's a commentary on Hollywood that doesn't hit you over the face.
Not at all.
Because this movie is
very
subtle. Very subtle.
And they got the big duck lips, which, by the way, ladies, it never looks good on anybody. Don't get the lip injections. If you got thin white girl lips, just learn to live with it because it looks
It's not even
bad.
about living with it. Who the fuck cares?
I got a shitty... You know who cares? Women do.
Do you know how many times I've been told I have a pedophile mustache?
Yes, you
Twice.
do.
And I don't care.
Here's the third time. You got a pedophile mustache. But anyway, getting back to the movie. So we hear that the Surgeon General's coming. And so... what's her name again? Teslima?
Teslima.
I'll call her Tess.
Yeah, Tess.
And she's like, holy fuck, the Surgeon General, we're fucked, Snake. But she's still kind of chill about it. I thought that was weird because she knows what this guy's about.
Yeah.
So now we get Detroit's own Bruce Campbell shows
Didn't
up.
even see his name, but when he came out, I was just like, that chin. Even through, because he has all the plastic surgery.
Right. He's got like the bad hair plugs, and he's got the fucked up, like, facelift thing going on.
But I love that detail. Again, John Carpenter hasn't completely lost, like, even in a bad movie, great details.
Right.
So yeah, Bruce Campbell comes out, and
we learn that there's this subsection of L.A. These will be the rich people who got stuck on L.A.
Okay.
Who have gotten so much plastic surgery they're falling apart, and they need the Surgeon General to replenish their bodies.
Okay.
So they're constantly looking for people, guinea pigs. So the Surgeon General, he comes up to Snake and Teslima. He's like groping Teslima. He's like, no breast cancer here.
No, he full Seagal'd her. He must have learned it from him.
He's like, no lumps. These breasts will do.
Oh my God, the chi is completely on. I'll take him. But he also looks at Snake, and he's looking at that one good eye, and he's
beautiful
like,
blue eye.
He's like, man, I wish there was two, but hey, one's better than none.
And then I love that you pointed out the Domino's pizza thing because he pulls out like a pizza cutter. It was the weirdest fucking like he's gonna take an eye out with a pizza cutter.
Hey,
and as luck would have it, Snake he remember earlier we said he had the little blowgun. He secreted it right on his shoulder. He knew that's where he was gonna need it.
Yeah.
And he I guess whatever the mouth version of palming something is, he mouths it. He puts it in his mouth while the Surgeon General's distracted. Surgeon General's like, all right, here we go. And classic Bruce
slowly
Campbell
leans in. We get that nice first person view of Snake, and then you just see a dart land
straight out of Shokazugi.
Oh my god!
Dart goes right into the forehead. I guess it was just to drug him. I don't know if it was to kill him because
no, it was just to drug him.
And so the Surgeon General's luck would have it, he does. Druggedly, if that's a word, cut Snake's bonds with that pizza cutter.
Very convenient.
Very convenient. Snake gets loose, grabs the fucking Surgeon General. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. And they're like, no, we need him.
No, okay. So he uses that, and then of course Taz Lima's like, get me out of here, get me out, and he's like, why?
She's
why?
Because I can show you where Cuervo is. He's like, all right,
cut her off. So they free her. And yeah, because he does need a little help. He needs to know where Cuervo is. Yeah, he doesn't know the lay of the land.
Exactly. So she goes, let's go. They bust out. They're being chased.
Yeah.
She's like, here, I know the sewers. I know my way around the sewers. So they go down into the sewers. Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze.
more callbacks to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wait a minute. So they were in a sewer. Apparently, it was disconnected from this sewer.
I don't think they were in a sewer. I think they were just in some kind of clinic or something.
It just looked like a sewer.
Well, because this is an awful cheap looking movie.
I mean, it's just everything was rounded.
Because they were probably repurposing one set.
Yeah, everything was rounded off. It looked like a sewer. So that's that's where I.
So and then this is where we learned she's Muslim because she works for Black Jihad, was her gang.
Okay.
And she's like, yeah, we used to run guns through here all the time. I know this place like the back of my hand.
So he's like, okay, let's get a move on it, though, because he looks down at his little wrist indicator thing there. He's only got 5 hours to live, Murray.
Yeah.
5 hours to live.
And she's like, well, why are you here? I need the president's daughter. She's like, well, I know Cuervo's got it. I can take you there. Looks down. It's 5 hours remaining. Uh-oh. Looks like it's going to get bleak. But... he's got 5 hours. She's got the rest of her life. So she's just like, hey, Snake, can we just cut to the chase and just fuck?
She's like, I broke up with my boyfriend just today, in fact. And here's the thing. I can't quite get out of these pants myself. And it looked like it's going to require an extra hand to get you out of that leather. So let's
break that leather in.
Yeah, let's break it in.
And he's like, bitch, I don't have time for this shit. And she's like, well, let me tell you about my past.
Well, you don't have time for that? Let me tell you about my past.
Yeah, she does that. Because she's like, fine, all right. So they're walking. They see some innocent people who just happen to be, I guess, a religion that's not Christianity. Yeah. So they belong here. So they're just praying. They're good, God-fearing people, but they don't fear the right God, Griff.
I can. That doesn't speak to today's America
Not at all. They're not real Americans.
Of course.
And she's like, drops some knowledge on him. She's like, yeah. He's like, well, what the fuck are you even in for? You seem okay. You want to fuck me? So you're all right. I'm just here for being a Muslim in South Dakota.
Oh,
that's my crime, Snake.
That's her crime.
And she's like, you know what? Why do you even want to leave L.A.? This is where true freedom is. We can be ourselves in L.A.
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, I'm dying. I would probably stay here, but I'm dying. I need to find Cuervo. And then... She's like, well, we got to look out because the Korean gangs, this is their territory. And just she says that, she gets shot in a drive-by.
Oh, that's what happened to her?
Yeah.
I looked away or I had to take Millie out or something because I come back and then next thing you know, Eddie's pulling up and he's like, hey, Snake, need a ride?
No, she gets shot by these 10-year-old Korean kids. They show these 10-year-olds with Uzis, they're just firing into the crowd.
Perfect. I love a 10-year-old gang.
Yeah.
Was it fucking Shane's gang?
Shane
Kazugi. I could imagine him.
No, they were it was the gang of kids from Thunderdome.
Oh, it was?
Captain Walker?
That ain't Captain
What happened to your eye, Captain Walker?
Wait a minute. Yes, I'm American. Fuck.
But they don't have time for that. They take off. So, like you said, luck would have it. Snake is always at the right place at the right time. So Eddie pulls up in his pimp fucking mobile. And he's like, hey, Snake, buddy, you need a lift? He's like, yes. So he gets in the car, and he starts to spiel, I'm an entrepreneur, and I can see a lot of opportunities with you. And he's just like, this fucking drive. Whatever you say, Snake, whatever you say. They pull up, and then he's like, fuck it, I'm taking over. Because Eddie, he can tell Eddie's just fucking wasting his time.
Well, Eddie is also blaring out that Randy Newman, and you don't trust a man.
You don't.
Who blares Randy Newman.
Exactly. Low life. And so Snake takes the wheel. He said, Jesus, take the wheel. Fuck that. Snake's taking the wheel.
Snake taking the wheel.
And he's like, whatever you say. And then they stop for some reason. And then what the fuck? I think they change positions again. Snake's not driving because he's in the passenger seat.
I think he smells a trap or something.
I don't know what happens, but luckily, because I guess he did because there is a trap. Because Eddie just happens to have these darts in his dashboard.
Yeah, I don't remember Snake driving. I just remember him being in the car.
Well, he tries to take control of the car. Maybe he didn't drive.
Maybe that's what it was. Is he was trying to take control, and Eddie got a little freaked out because he's got Bond
because he's driving Cuervo's car. That's not his car.
Right. But
so he's like, I don't want you scratching the paint.
They've got Bond secret panels and shit. So Eddie triggers something and it shoots a taser fucking dart.
No, I don't think it was a taser because he's fucked up. I think it was some kind of drug.
Yeah.
So it's like darts with drugs on them go into him.
It looked like two things tethered together, kind of like a taser.
At first I thought it was a taser too.
Yeah.
But no, because then Snake starts everything starts turning black and white for some reason. I guess that's what this drug does to you.
Come on, we know Snake's been injected with everything. That's why he's called Snake for another reason. Is all the venom. It's just he lives on it. He breathes
except
on
for
it.
Plutonic 7.
Plutonic
6 he can totally take.
Putoxin.
Plutoxin 7. Right.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Putoxin because Putin gave it to us.
Oh, okay, I like that.
It's interesting how Putin comes into
and so
this
Snake,
movie.
he wakes up, and here's another subtle L.A. jab. He's handcuffed to a treadmill because those L.A. people, they love working out.
Oh, you know what? That one actually is pretty good. I was like, why is he attached to? I thought they knew about his fatigue, and so they were just like, let's make him more tired because obviously something's gonna happen soon.
Well, this is where we get an info dump, Griff. We figure out what everything's about.
Are you ready for this info dump? I got to stretch my legs.
Okay. So we see the nerd, not Lewis, that's working for Cuervo. And he's opened up the black box, and we see he's got a little remote that looks shockingly like Map to the Stars Eddie's remote, but it's totally not the same thing. And he explains that the black box contained, I don't know what it was. It was called Sword of Damocles, is what it was called.
Sword of Damocles.
Okay, what this does is there's a ring of satellites surrounding the Earth.
We're getting our nerd talk here, by the way. We get to see Cuervo's nerd, not fucking Lewis, who is the ultimate nerd.
Gilbert. This is Gilbert.
Yeah.
He was smart. He figured
wow, they must have got in a fight.
They had a falling out.
Because he was like, hey, I met these cool guys,
Well,
Gilbert.
he was like, dude, I'm sorry, we're friends for life, but you raped a girl 30 years ago. I can't be your friend.
You think
anymore.
Gilbert finally manned up and was just like, Lewis, fuck, because that was Gilbert's flaw.
He didn't man up. It was just he didn't want people. You know how people are, like in Hollywood. Like everyone knew about Harvey Weinstein, but then it became a problem when he got outed. It was one of those situations.
Oh, so it was like he already had an audience to fall into.
Yeah.
Because Gilbert would not do this on his own. So clearly he had something to fall on.
So we see this little mini CD with a little red dot on it. That's going to come into play later on.
Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
And
so we get some awful CGI of satellites surrounding the Earth.
Very good CGI.
So what the Sword of Damocles is, all these satellites have EMP bombs on them. And you can use them to pinpoint anything on the Earth.
Yeah.
We could shut down this podcast if we had the Sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
Is that
and the code.
And the code.
You got to have the area code.
Well, yes.
It goes by area codes,
Yes.
which is very convenient.
But the worldwide code is 666.
Oh, very nice.
Because of course that would make sense because we have a religious zealot as our president. So the thing that would destroy the world would be the number of the beast.
Sense, yeah.
And so the nerd, he's just like, yeah, Cuervo, I can do this. And Cuervo's like, yes. Get the camera on. We're going to send a message to the president. So they hack into the world satellite.
I don't know. It's like there's only real two factions working here. They're the Taliban now. So, I mean, Trump's talking to the Taliban every day. Why wouldn't the president of this future past talk straight to L.A.?
because he's ready. He's ready for an airstrike. He's like, Pliskin failed. Blow those fuckers off the face of the planet.
I love this because you see Cuervo, like we see the president's feed of everything, and you see Snake on the treadmill in the background.
Right. Not only we do, Malloy does. He's
Yeah.
like, wait, Mr. President, Snake's still alive. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, all right.
These fuckers have no. If Snake is still alive, these fuckers are dead. You see every one of these people. Note their faces because
Right.
you're gonna have to identify every single fucking tooth because Snake is gonna destroy them.
So he's like, fine, well, get my wife on the phone. I need to know she's safe. So
Wife?
Yes, he calls his wife, the president, in Lynchburg. And just to let you know.
You mean Mar-a-Lago?
Yes, Mar-a-Lago, the southern White House. And he's like, get her on the line. Melania. And Cuervo, he's like, look, if our demands aren't met, I want a chopper at the Happy Kingdom. Little allusion to, of course, the Magic Kingdom, Disney, which they couldn't use, and that's why they had to call it the Happy Kingdom, because Disney wouldn't allow them to use it. So he's like, I want a chopper there, and then I'll give you my orders after that.
Didn't he?
Yes, what he says is, but to get you a taste of my power.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
like, nerd, Gilbert, do it. And Gilbert's like, beep, beep, beep. And then while the president's talking to his wife, the phone cuts out. And he's like, fuck you, Lynchburg / Mar-a-Lago. We just shut that city down.
Oh,
And we're
fuck
coming for you. We're coming for you, brother.
brother. You think you have all the power, but in this cream of the crop remote from the shop, I have all the power. You're ready.
Ooh, yeah.
I forgot.
So, yeah, now you really respect Macho Man, and he could do that non-stop.
I don't eat rocks and cigarettes like Macho Man.
I don't know. I don't think he did cigarettes. He did probably a lot of coke, but not
Well, no,
cigarettes.
I don't think he's
Bad for the lungs, brother. But this coke is great for everything else. Feel no pain. So, all right, we had a couple hours to kill till they get the chopper ready. So Cuervo's like, let's have some fun.
Let's have some goddamn
Another
fun.
callback to fucking Escape from New York. But we've already had Escape from New York, the fight, the death in a boxing match. So we got to one-up this.
Murray, okay, I did like this a lot.
I did not like this at all.
Why? Because green screen? Because this was a very real set.
No, there was the set fine, but I don't like what they did. It was
Okay.
It was too hit you over the head with L.A.
So we have a college football team. They're actually, I only know this because the LA Rams had to play there for like a season until, or still do.
L.A. Rams used to play there. And this was built for the '84 Olympics, Coliseum.
Oh, really?
So the L.A. Rams, when they were in L.A., played there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know.
And the L.A. Raiders played there.
I only know of it because of recently.
Yeah.
Because they went back there from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Because that's how billionaires work. Fuck you if you're not going to give us all the tax breaks. We're going to go to LA.
And then we're going to make people pay for another new stadium. Because this stadium's not good enough for some reason.
So the Coliseum, we actually go to the Coliseum,
Yes.
which is a beautiful, and they fucking trash the place. They got all the fucking goons in their leather, and they're like, all of our leather's broken in. What's with you, Squeaky McSqueaks? And Snake's being let through with chains, and you're like, what is waiting? Because he's walking through. There's dudes fighting. There's blood sports happening.
There's octagons everywhere.
You had to love this, though. Again,
I
Murray,
loved that.
every time.
If he could fight a guy in octagon, I would love that. But that's not what happens, Griff.
Every time there's a fighting ring like this, I need to know. It's good, and you already gave us. It's great.
This is like a poor man's version of that. Mine will be a little classier than this, but
Yeah.
this is like a beginner's level.
For sure.
Yeah, and Cuervo, he's working his way up.
So we're getting to see all the things that Snake might have to go through, and you see him, and his
Right.
face is like when he sees that
This is a little bait and switch because I think Carpenter's like, oh, they're gonna think I'm gonna have another fucking gladiator match.
Exactly, and you're like Snake's face. He's like smiling. He's like, "Let me fight some fucker. Let me fight." And he's walking by and he's smiling, but his face is slowly growing. Just frownier and frownier. I can't think of- Scowlier. And finally he arrives, and the camera pans out to reveal full basketball court.
Caged in, surrounded by the Nation of Islam for some reason. It's black men in suits.
Yeah.
I guess they've teamed up with Cuervo.
The Rock's dad was there.
the Rock's dad. Yeah, he was there. Soul Man Rocky Johnson.
Yeah.
just died recently. Rest in peace.
Oh, no, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And Cuervo's like, look, you got to get 10 points, right?
It was 10 points.
10-point shot clock.
You probably enjoy this. No 3-point bullshit.
None of that bullshit. So Steph Curry's automatically dead if he ever winds up in Escape from L.A.
There's a 10-second shot clock.
Right.
So
Full court.
Full court. So he has to run back and forth, and if he misses a shot, he gets shot.
Right.
So he basically has to make the best shot possible so he doesn't get shot.
So he's running the analytics in his head. He's like, best position.
Not to mention, Murray, this is why I made a point to bring up the flu symptoms and the treadmill, and now they're lugging him out here. Yeah. Dude's fucking tired.
Yeah, he's coughing.
Yeah. So he gets up and he does a nice little layup.
Well, like Cuervo's like, look, even we've had Dennis Rodman here. Obviously, Dennis Rodman's going to wind up here. Even he couldn't do this.
The Worm?
Worm couldn't even.
Dude,
do
he
this.
couldn't do that shit.
No, he was executed.
I can't believe that. I have to imagine he was the right man henchman eventually.
No, maybe if this is North Korea, but not in L.A.
Okay,
Escape from North Korea, I could totally see.
No,
that.
You're right. You're right.
And he was the ultimate bad boy. And if he can't survive, who can?
I don't know if anyone would understand what just happened there and the fact that Dennis Rodman is actually a friend of North Korea.
Yeah, well, he's a great guy. He writes love letters to our president. He's great.
It's so weird.
South Korea's hellhole. And how dare they have the nerve to have the Academy Award-winning movie? Fuck you, South Korea.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, get back to the movie. So, I just watching Snake Plissken play basketball. It's like, what? He's like this badass. And it's like,
See, Murray, you probably have never heard of another thing that they inspired with this. There is a YouTube series that my brother's kids love called Dude Perfect. And all they do is take cuts of them making difficult shots. Okay. Golf, basketball, any sport. That's what Kurt Russell did here.
Well, this is also a hit-you-over-the-head illusion that L.A. loves their basketball. So, of course, Cuervo is going to have him play basketball to survive. So, first thing, Snake makes us a layup. And then he's got to go the full court. And then he makes like a mid-ranger. And then he's sweating, he's coughing.
He's waiting there with the ball, holding the rock, and he's like looking at the clock, and he's just letting it pass. And he's like, got to hit that 3-point line.
He hits the 3-pointer.
So he's up
net.
to 6, and so you're like, oh my God, he's already winded. He's got to go
and
pick.
The audience is getting into. They're turning, dude, just like Escape from New York.
As soon as you drain the basket, the shot clock for the next shot starts. Right. So he's got to run, get the basketball, run across the half court.
Right. There was a nice little thing I did like because they show a guy with like a giant pair of pliers who chops a guy's head off, and then they have guys, because this is the illusion of basketball. They have guys come in and wipe the blood off, like they had the ball boys do the sweat off the court.
Nice. Oh, was that the first guy when you see him fail? Yeah. I
like
did
that
like
touch.
that. I like that.
But yeah, so he makes another like mid court, wasn't he? Made a mid court.
It was mid court.
And I'll point out, Kurt Russell made all these shots.
Exactly. That's why I brought up the Dude Perfect. He did make all the shots. We don't know how many camera shots it took to do this.
Right.
But he made all, like, you're legit watching him make the shots, and they get good camera angles of all of it. But yeah,
he makes that fucking half court.
So we're 4 or 5 because he's got to get 10 points.
Right, and then he's got to retrieve the ball. There's no ball boys here.
But he's also got to stand there and make it really ham it up. Like, my God, I'm so tired. He was totally placated to the audience. He was like, he was doing the Hulk Hogan thing.
And then I'm watching this. I'm like, and they're paid athletes who have to take games off because they're tired. And Snake fucking Plissken, who's short, might we point out. Remember, he's short. He's nailing these
and
fucking
wearing
shots.
Full leather.
Right. LeBron James, I want to see you in some fucking Richie red leather pants make a fucking half-court shot. And so it's like, it's over. Cuervo's smiling. He's not going to make a full court.
Yeah, he's got to run over to get the ball, and because he stood there to really ham it up for the crowd, he was listening in to the cheers. He looks up and realizes he's got 4 seconds. There's only 4 seconds to get the fucking ball. So he gets the ball and he looks over.
I got flashbacks to the shot clock at Celtic games in the 80s where there would be some leprechaun magic happening with the shot clock, because I think they were fucking with the shot clock.
If anyone is a basketball fan that listens to us, just talk to Murray about the Boston Celtics of the 80s.
Hate that team.
And
Fuck that
my
team.
God, if you can have some fun with basketball, Murray is the guy to talk to.
I hate that fucking team. Die.
So Snake Plissken pulls off some lucky magic.
He
looks over at the shot clock and it's already gone to 0, but suddenly it's back at 3, and he fucking he got the shot off before 0, so that's all that matters.
Right. Well, you got to get off for the shot.
That's what I was saying. You got to get it off before.
The horn.
So he gets it off before.
Rolls it up, nothing but net.
Dude, even again. This was a legit shot. He really did do this. But usually when I'm throwing like half court, I'm not doing it from the hip and then like coming across my body.
He did kind of a granny shot. It was like underhanded.
It was. I want to call it a granny shot because that's all your thrust is coming from the center of your body. He swung it from his side, which makes it even harder because then you're kind of like
putting
this.
He's a gunslinger. He's used to that sidearm action.
It was.
He's like Matt Stafford.
Dude, no. I love you. I don't know what I'm saying. I love this, though, because you see even the spin on the ball where it's like it's trailing that way, but the spin is keeping it kind of level. And he fucking nails it. Again, this is a legit shot. He did this.
Yeah, he took 5,000 attempts, but he made it.
I love it because I used to do that shit. I used to do the full court shots, but I always did it overhand because you get like a straight line. Doing it from the hip seems so stupidly
hard. That's why he's Snake and you're not.
That's why.
And then Cuervo's like pissed. He's like, fuck, I'll never let this guy outdo me. He grabs a sniper rifle. Utopia's like, wait, he fucking did it. What? She's starting to get disillusioned with Cuervo.
Yeah.
And he's like, bitch, fuck off, face palms her. Snake, they're not letting him out, so Snake starts climbing the fence.
I mean, he promised his audience this death of Snake Plissken, so.
And he's got him right in the crosshairs. And then we want to point out there's tremors on and off throughout this movie, and just as luck would have it, a convenient earthquake tremor shakes Cuervo.
Yeah.
So he misses Snake.
And he just gives out this one last claim before he realizes Snake's about to get away. You may have survived Cleveland. You escaped New York. But nobody lives in L.A.
And
all right.
I think Snake's going to prove him wrong. Because he's like, get my black box. We're going to go to the Magic Kingdom. Somebody take care of Snake. So Snake, he gets out of the Coliseum. Shockingly, there's traffic. And it's L.A. traffic, man. So there's all these cars.
All of them.
And he hides behind one of them.
I thought he just completely ran away, but no, he's like hanging out, just hiding.
He's got to get that black box. Because he sees Cuervo has the black box.
And he's clearly shaken up. He's like just furious. So he's off his game.
So Snake's like, I need a distraction.
He got in his head, Bill Lambier style.
Yes, he did. And so he grabs a rag, puts it in the gas tank of one of the cars. Had those matches, Griff. Lights a match.
Oh, my God, you're right.
Car Molotov cocktail blows up, distracts Cuervo.
Yeah, and of course, Snake snuck around behind
like a
another
snake,
car.
he's like slithering.
Oh, my God, that greasy leather. At this point, it's broken in, so nobody.
They did give him a jar of Peck Jelly, and he used it to his advantage. I would use it on my chest. He's like, I'm going to use it on my leather.
Because, yeah, you're right, he slithers in, and it's like, how could Kurt Russell move like this? And, Cuervo is just like, oh my God, my brain's playing tricks on me. I think I hear a snake, 180 pounds of American snipe
rattle. And then he grabs the fucking black box out of Cuervo's hand.
Oh my God.
And he runs for the nearest sewer because we only have 3 sets.
No, 3 sets.
And Cuervo shoots at him, hits him in the thigh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
But he does gets down there. Utopia's like, fuck, Cuervo's not the man I fell in love with. So she follows after Snake. He's like, bitch, I don't need you. I have the black box. That's all I need. Eddie, he doesn't have the black box. He goes, Eddie, get that fucking black box or I'll kill you. So Eddie, wanting to get in the good graces, because he's a weasel. Shocking that Snake's a snake and he's a weasel.
Yeah.
And we know that's nature's enemies. So he follows down. We get a scene. You tell because Snake's like he's got it. He's ready to go. He's ready to fucking go back.
But this is where we learn of the secret order.
Yes. Utopia's like, Snake, just take me with you. I've seen the error of my ways.
I want to go see my dad again.
He's like, I was sent to kill you.
No, he starts slowly pulling up his gun, and she's like, my dad wants me dead. I was like, yeah, we all know.
I know. But then he's like,
I can't do it.
And I didn't like that either because that's not Snake.
I was going to say, you led us last week with, I'll tell you exactly when it went wrong. I thought this is what you were talking about.
No, it gets worse.
Because I didn't feel like this was Snake at all.
No. But then again, he did have that moment at the end of Escape from New York where he gives the gun to Maggie because Brain gets killed. He hits and he's like, so I think he does have he's a soft spot for the ladies. Is what Snake.
Yeah, and this one's dressed like
she's a child, Griff. I mean, come on.
And she's dressed like a prostitute.
Yeah,
which
she was hot. Yeah,
she was looking good.
She had the fucking hot pants on and the fucking hooker boots on.
Exactly, and the fishnets
and while that's going on, scumbag Eddie's like hiding behind a corner and he's got a gun.
Yep,
and he's just about to kill Snake, and then does he just? I think he threatens to kill Utopia, right? Is that it? Is that because he gets the black box back?
No, I thought what happened here was that he tries to shoot Snake, and he's such a goon that he falls over himself. So
a tremor hits. That's why he misses.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
An earthquake hits, so they're in the sewer system. Yeah. So Snake is over like a T in the pipe, if you imagine.
There's like
the
a drain
in a pipe, yeah. So there's like a drain that drops 5 feet.
Lit green for some reason. There's like lighting.
Because why not? Sewers are mutinous.
Secret of the ooze.
Secret of the ooze, thank you. So earthquake hits. Eddie takes the shot. Fucking Snake drops the black box, happens to throw it 9 feet into Eddie's direction.
Right into his hands. Just like Matt Stafford.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God.
But then Eddie drops it.
Of course. Yeah. He totally oh, my God.
And Eddie's wearing gloves, too.
Totally throws an
with
Ebron.
Stickum on it.
Yeah. So he pulls an Ebron, and he drops the pass, and then he goes to Indianapolis with that.
But then Tremor shakes Snake into the passage, the sewer drain, and he gets pulled away. And then,
and not only that, it's fucking the rubble blocks his passage,
right.
So he can't even go back up there if he wants.
But Eddie assumes he's dead. He's like, yeah, there's no way you can survive.
Oh no,
that.
He doesn't just assume it. He's just like, I killed him. I killed Snake Plissken.
Yeah, nobody will know.
Eddie Map of the Stars is now a star.
And so he goes back to Cuervo. Look, Cuervo, look what I got. I got your girl and I got your black box.
God, what voice is that you're doing? Oh my God. I want to say like Pants. Pentiferous or something. There was some character that we did like that.
I don't know.
I think it was a little guy.
It's just a standard Weasel voice.
It is a standard Weasel voice.
And so,
oh look, guys. So Eddie knows where Snake's likely gonna pop out.
He's dead. No, he's like Cuervo, he's dead. Yeah, you said he was dead last time, you fucking moron. No, go find his body.
Yeah,
he's like that thing drops off in something canyon, canyon.
He's like, I shot him. The body drops off in there. He's like, okay, well, go get his head and bring it back to me then. No big deal, because you shot him and killed him.
And he's like, all right, whatever. And so Snake flies out. He's in this canyon. And our buddy Peter Fonda from earlier is there. He's like, hey, bro.
Character named Pipeline.
He's like, this, Griff, is where everything falls off the rails. Because he's like, Snake, I thought you were wait, did I say that earlier? It's like Otto from fucking The Simpsons. And he's got like a doom buggy in there. It's like, hey, you can give me a ride. Oh, you're going to have a ride, all right, bro, because the fucking tide's coming in.
It's not just a tide, Murray. It's a tsunami. So they're in like a crater. Let's say that because like it's like a 12-foot wide gorge that they're in, and it's like 18 feet deep, let's say. And so, Pipeline's just waiting for that big wave.
And as luck would have it, I have 2 surfboards, bro.
And he's rubbing his nipples. He's like, feel that Santa Ana wind. Oh, it's coming. And Snake...
Right now, Chris grossing me out because he's playing with his nipples as he's...
I am in a bathrobe right now because I've had a long week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So he's like, yeah... feel the tubular. I don't know, whatever fucking surfers say. And then the water hits Snake's like, when in Rome, so he just gets on the board because Snake can do anything. He's Snake.
Yeah. And so, Murray, let's go ahead. You know, it's been like 8 minutes since we've had god-awful CG. So let's make sure to really fucking hammer home that we do not know.
CG and awful green screen.
Yeah, CG and green screen. So we get this huge. I was trying to build up the gorge for this very reason. They're riding a wave that is 18 feet high, also happens to be going southbound along with a fucking road that
it's parallel with the road.
Eddie happens to be driving on.
Just so happens.
For
a lot of
fuck's
coinky
sakes.
dinks in this movie. And this is where Griff, this is where John Carpenter does not care. Because, okay, Snake is surfing. I hate it. There's fucking surf music playing in the background, which makes it even more irritating to me.
Murray, I thought you liked surf rock.
I don't like it in a fucking movie starring Snake Plissken.
Okay.
It's totally out of place.
Okay, no, I agree with you.
No, I do like surf rock.
I love surf rock, but no.
I hate the Beach Boys, but I do like surf rock.
I like two Beach Boys
And
songs.
by the way, everybody, fuck Pet Sounds, because everyone loves to say that's like the greatest fucking album of all time.
Dude, when I found that out, because I was like, I grew up, my dad would put it on every once in a while, and I was like, this is not good. And I listened to Pet Sounds because everyone's like, no, this is where it got weird and good. It's not that good.
No, it's
like,
not.
there's a couple things in there I'm like, okay, that's fine. No. But it's not.
It's almost like this movie. Not good.
Yeah. Technically, maybe good.
This is where it falls off the rails. This is where John Carpenter said, I don't care if I ever work again. Snake Plissken not only... He doesn't give someone a 5. He asks for a 5 from the fucking Pipeline guy. So Pipeline, he's like, this is where I get off. And then he puts his hand out for a low 5, I guess. It wasn't a high 5.
It was a low 5.
And then Pipeline gives it to him, and I'm like, my heart broke right there. I was like, Snake!
If, hypothetical, Murray.
If this was Gravedigger Jones, I go, fuck yeah, that totally fits.
Okay. And then they throw some chickens in the air.
Right.
No. Here's the Griff director's cut. He extends the lo-fi. Pipeline goes to lo-fi. He pulls it back. He put all of his weight because Snake Plissken wanted a 5. He falls off the board, totally biffs it. That Hollywood shark from earlier comes up and eats him.
That might be a little too weird for me. But if he did do that, he goes, down low, too slow, and pulled his hand away.
Yeah.
I might accept that.
Yeah.
So he goes, this is where I get off. Yeah. And then he maneuvers his way, leaps onto Eddie's car.
I just want to say, I've never been surfing. I'm very athletic. I have a lot of core strength. I could surf great.
Wow.
I know it would take me a long time to get used to it. Snake, this is why Snake.
He's like a snake to water.
He God, can't see the snake for the sea.
Can't see the snake for the grass. There you go. Boom.
Oh my god. So yeah, fucking Snake picks it up, one try, rides that wave, able to jump off that wave, parsevault a wave into a car. Oh my god, and it happens to be Eddie's car. And Eddie's just like, oh no, I'm no longer friends with Corvus. God, I don't remember it. Did you just jump off a wave? What is his name?
Cuervo.
You just gave me coronavirus. That was so hot. Oh my god. That was amazing. If that wasn't such a piece of shit CGI effect, no, there's no way to make that great. Snake would have done it in a more practical way.
Yes, he would have. And somebody would have died. But, so he's like, I forget how he heard about Hershey, but I think this is Eddie saying, I can take Hershey. He can get you to...
Well, Eddie has turned on Cuervo at this point.
Yes.
So he's like, you know what? I'm going to take you again to the one person...
Who hates Cuervo more than you do.
Exactly. And she is an LA native, and she will help you out. She is a goddamn goddess. She is a doctor. She will help you.
And he's like, it's Hershey. Whatever, just take me there. Because he's got like an hour now.
No, he's got an hour, man.
And so we go to the remains of the Queen Mary that was, I think, is docked in L.A., but it's all rusted out now. This is the lair of Hershey, who runs an Asian gang for some reason. Black woman, that's very diverse. I like that. Very
well. Again, we know that
inclusive.
LA is full of diversity because, on presidents, plan to move all the non-whites out of the country.
No, not Americans. Not
It's
one in the same.
Shit, did I say this? Oh,
Yeah.
I meant to say non-Americans.
He's making America great again.
It's so great. Every time I look out my window, it's great.
So, we bust in, and we hear this very deep voice, because they fucked with Pam Grier's voice. This is not Pam Grier's voice, people. She has a beautiful voice.
What are you talking about? I thought this was...
No.
I haven't heard Pam Grier since the thing, and I thought she just corrected it since then.
No. And she's like, Eddie, what the fuck do you want? Hey, I got Snake Plissken. He's here. He's going to get us out of here. And then turns around, and then Snake goes, Carjack Malone? And like fucking Eddie's like, what the fuck? We learn this is an old cohort of Snake.
What?
And he's like, you fuck Texas Bill. I had to leave. We learned that fucking Carjack Malone, now Hershey. Carjack Malone used to be a man.
Yeah.
Now he found his true self in
Wait,
L.A.
Are you saying that John Carpenter created the first LGBT plus character?
The first positive LGBT plus character. Yes, he did. And he needs to get respect for that.
And you know what?
Acknowledgement for that.
She's amazing.
She is.
She's fucking great because you don't know what she's playing both sides. She's doing her own
Snake,
thing.
he knows what a snake carjack can be. So he's like, let me check the plumbing.
Yeah.
He runs his hand up the leg and goes,
Oh my god.
oh, you're still packing 4 inches.
Pulls out a gun. Oh, you thought the 4 inches was a dick. It's a gun, everybody.
But that gun was 4 inches from the ground.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
And so we learned, this whole thing in Cleveland we've been hearing about, this prequel that will never get made, Carjack Malone was involved. And she left. She bailed on Snake and Texas Bill, I think was his name. Maybe it was Texas, it was somebody from Texas.
Texas Buffalo.
And Snake, he's kind of pissed off. And he's like, you owe me. He's like, I don't know you shit, Plissken. And he's like, look, the president needs this black box. I can get you. You're getting $1 million. He's like, bitch, I got $5 million in the fucking room over there. Bluebacks.
Bluebacks.
Apparently, bluebacks are the new American currency. And she's like, I like the sound of that. But how can we? Meanwhile, I guess we didn't point this out. A beautiful man in the background. Beautiful mustache. Fucking L.A. Young, people. He's one of the henches.
You know, Murray, it makes me so sad because L.A. Young should be in the front center.
He should have got
the
the Santa Ana line. He didn't get even a line.
He should have.
Because he's like, okay, I need this in an hour. It takes 2 fucking hours to get to the fucking Happy Kingdom. We'll never do it. Eddie, do you know? He's like, no, it'll take 2 hours. And then we hear this mystical voice, the Santa Ana wins, which should have been L. Young saying
It should have been.
The dark skies. And they're like, perfect.
See, this is my biggest gripe with Hollywood. If I could get one point across about my gripe with Hollywood, we don't have any L. Youngs anymore. People like me, if I got into Hollywood, would just be happy with these dumb, like, D-level roles where you get one line and you just look like you got a pedophile mustache and you got balding skull hair.
I see where you're going with it. No, he has a beautiful mustache. You have a pedophile mustache.
Thank you.
So many colorful, like everybody looks the fucking same in movies now.
Yeah.
Like you see, like it's funny because I don't watch the Bachelor show, but I see the commercials all the time. Every Bachelor for every season looks the fucking same. It's a guy with a little scruff, and this kind of little spiky up hair.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
every chick looks the same. It's just like fake blonde.
Yeah.
It's like everybody looks the same. And not back in the old. We had more diversity when we weren't diverse.
I know, right?
You get all these colorful characters to this day we remember. We remember L.A. Young. I don't fucking know who the henchman of the Fast and Furious movie is. It's just some generic
Most
fuckhead.
people probably know L. Young, but don't know the L.
Exactly.
Know the L. Don't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't even say that.
If you watch good action movies, you know who fucking L. Young is, even if you don't.
If you've seen any action movie, you've probably seen L. Young.
Yeah, especially 80s.
So we do get a nice little bit where Hershey basically reveals that she's QAnon because Snake explains to her, I got Putin 7 in me.
Got Putin's toxin 7. She's like, Plissken, Do your research. Look on the internet. That's bullshit. That's some deep state bullshit.
Oh my god.
It's the common cold.
Deep state. Oh fuck.
So Snake, but she's like, if you can give me give me $1 million bluebacks, I'm in.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got it. Of course, Snake is lying because he's a snake. But
Yeah.
he's the time is ticking. He's an hour. He's coughing up blood and shit. He's fucking feeling bad.
So I mean, we do know Cuervo, despite getting Hershey on his side, Cuervo's got an army. It takes 2 armies to take Cuervo down. And we have an hour to get all the way to the other side of the LA island, where a chopper will happily be waiting for them.
Very awful. I think when it flied, it looked like a awful CGI chopper.
Yeah.
Because it's Blue Thunder, basically.
It was garbage. But, the first thing we see is that, they got obviously...
They're at the Happy Kingdom, which is, of course, supposed to be Disneyland.
Right. Are you talking about Cuervo?
Cuervo, yeah. Cuervo.
Okay.
This is the meeting place.
So we're having Parade 2.
Yeah.
And Cuervo's showing up. And he's riding in slowly. He's got a whole group in the, what would you call it, the Disneyland Kingdom?
It's the Happy Kingdom.
Happy Kingdom. So everyone's just running around. They got torches up. It's lit up. They do a lot of long distance shots of it. It looks like it's kind of real. So
much like Bernie, he knows how to work a crowd.
He knows how to work a crowd. He really does. And everything's looking good.
They're the fucking Cuervo bros are hyped.
The Cuervo bros are fucking hyped.
Ready to murder.
But then we go back to our establishment bros. No, they're not even establishment bros. I don't even know what to make a snake. He's just a fucking snake in the grass.
Right.
So fucking Jake the Snake, he's up in the hills with his new Hershey and Asian crew.
They're on the Hollywood sign. Which is
they're
on fire. I guess it's perpetually on fire.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Eddie, and he's got his mini disc set out, and he thumbs through. He finds his Chumbawamba disc, and he puts a little piece of red nail polish on it.
Yeah, he goes, hey, Hershey, I don't want to presume anything, but do you have any nail polish?
Yeah.
And he's like, of course I do. And he's like, I got an idea. We can make the old switcheroo. Because, as we learned earlier from Gilbert, the CD disc for the remote control has a red dot on it.
Yes.
So he does that, setting it up, foreshadowing.
And we're watching from their angle now, from the Hollywood sign, as the helicopter comes in and lands in the, what do we call it? The Happy Kingdom. And, of course, all the fucking Cuervo, the Bernie bros, the Cuervo
bros,
the Cuervo cunts, they're going wild. They're loving it.
Right, he can work a crowd. Say one thing about Cuervo. He knows how to work a crowd.
So everyone's going nuts, and Snake...
Well, not everyone. Utopia, she's there, and she's like, I'm stuck with them.
She is kind of like mad on it. Yeah. She's like, Bernie, or Cuervo, excuse me, Cuervo's message, it's great.
She's like, Cuervo, I already have health care. What do I need you for?
What do I need you for? I want to keep my doctor. So Cuervo's just like, bitch, come on, get back to the copter. But, all of our heroes, Snake in the Grass, he's thinking like, we need a distraction. How are we going to get down there? And they're gearing up fucking Black Mask style for hang glider action.
Black Mask. What's that?
Black Eagle?
Black Eagle.
God damn it.
Black Eagle. We have like a 5-minute scene where Shokazuki's putting together every hang glider.
Yes.
And it's been 5 minutes since we had awful CGI, Griff. So we get some more bad green screen.
Yeah.
You can clearly see it's just a wire holding them up in these hang gliders.
It's awful.
And they're like, hey, you guys! Goonies reference.
What's his name, though?
Yes.
Buscemi.
Eddie distracts him, and he crashes. And he's like, hey, I'm on your side now, Cuervo.
He's always been on his.
Yeah.
Cuervo didn't know he double-crossed him.
Right. He's like, give me a Bernie bro hug. So he grabs him, does the old...
it's a Cuervo cunt grab.
Right.
Yeah.
Grab him by the cunt.
And Cuervo's main T-shirt he has.
He does the old switcheroo.
Clutch him by the cunt is actually.
Clutch him by the cunt. That doesn't roll off the tongue, but I like it.
Clutch him by the cunt.
And... So he does the old switcheroo, puts the Sword of Damocles disc into, I think, Yeah, he describes. Yeah, he
Yeah,
describes.
he
He gives him his remote from the old Map of the Stars Eddie remote,
and then Eddie turns around and starts shooting into the distance, and then that triggers all the fucking Cuervo crew, and they're shooting off into the distance now, and so everybody's staring, shooting this old gas station. It's blowing up, and Cuervo's like, "I see what you're doing here, you little rat. What the fuck's going on here?" It's already too late. It's already too late. Because Snake Plissken doesn't have any music. He comes in unannounced. He comes in silent as the deadly snake in the grass.
And they cannot see the snake for the explosion.
Oh, my gosh.
Because they start raining terror. Him, Hershey, and the whole L.A. Young group. And explosions everywhere. Then Snake, it's time for the final fight between Snake and Cuervo. Mano a mano for that remote control.
It was the worst hang glider action I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was. That's why I went over it. I don't even want to talk about it. It was that bad.
There's not. Yeah, that's why I was silent. There's nothing to talk about there. But I'm bringing it up now because there's nothing to talk about. Okay. So yeah, you're right. He lands right on Cuervo's footstep, and he's just like, "Listen, guy, communism will not work in America. It's not doesn't matter." So
I'm a democratic social poof, boot to the face, and then they start fighting. It's none of these guys are martial artists, so it's a pretty standard, fight. Not exciting.
In a normal Kurt Russell flick, this works fine. Right. No big deal. Again, Jack Burton was a fish out of water. Worked great.
Great reflexes.
Kurt Russell can work amazing things without being able to fight. In this movie, they managed to make it weird.
Yeah. But it comes down to the remote is like right in the middle between them.
Yeah, Kurt Russell gets the edge.
Absolutely.
I've called him Kurt Russell now. I just gave up on Snake. Snake gets the edge, but an earthquake shakes him.
Yeah.
And so
another convenient tremor.
Yeah. So they part 45 feet away.
And then, this is the dramatic thing. He just outcrawls him. There's no drama to it all. There's no reaching and stretching.
No.
It's an AEW match. It's all fucking, nobody's selling anything.
I like that you're saying this as I'm watching an AEW match. Do exactly as you're describing it. It's amazing.
So the old Bucks don't have it in them.
Holy shit, John Carpenter's writing for AEW.
I hate to see a legend go out that way.
Anyways, yeah.
So Snake gets the remote, but he gets Eddie's remote, actually. He doesn't get the remote.
But he gets into the...
And he goes, get to the chopper!
Chopper.
So Utopia, El Leon, Hershey, they all... It's like this... There were two guys in this chopper, this mini chopper. They fit 20 people into
I know.
it.
It's
a clown car.
It's so small because the backseat is green screen, so they just green screen 14 people.
That's awful. Man. Oh, God, it gets worse, people. Because they take off, but somebody... Well, and as luck would have it, Snake just happens... The guy who stole his coat that has the holocam in it is dead, laying right next to the chopper. So Snake takes the duster back with the holocam.
Marty, I can't believe how backloaded this movie is. I thought it was done. No. And then we get to the back end, and it's just keeps going. It just keeps going and going and going. It's
and he
awful.
has 5 minutes now on his thing. And so Utopia and him get in the front. There's, because white people got to ride in front. It's a very Rosa Parks moment
It's very Rosa Parks, yes, you're right.
And somebody...
Which, by the way, Rosa Parks was not even the first black person to do that.
Okay. That's the Black History. That has been our Black History moment for tonight.
No, it's a true thing. There was another woman who did it.
Yeah,
Rosa Parks was the big... Okay.
Yeah, isn't that always the way it is? There's always somebody who breaks ground and then somebody who comes in later to take credit.
It's basically... It wasn't that she took credit. It was just that there was a person with a bigger name, so they gave the credit to her because she already had the name out there. So it's like Coke taking credit for, finding...
Okay. Griff,
something.
Let's get this movie over with.
You're right. I don't know why I'm trying to make this longer. Let's get this over with.
Somebody ties a rope to the... What do they call those things? I don't know. Helicopter part. He ties a rope. So they can't take off. Cuervo, straight out of fucking Invasion Unit. Because we're hearing... While this is going on, the president's shitting himself because Cuba is ready to invade. Rostov is pumped. They got their boats... You remember the scene from Invasion USA when they're on the beach? They got the boats. They're all ready to invade.
Dude.
And he's like, what the fuck? we need this fucking sword of Damocles. I'm going to be hiding under this table praying. And Malloy's even disgusted by this point. He's just like, why am I following this guy? He's finally wising up. He's having his everybody basically works for Trump moment where you're just like, what am I doing? I'm killing my career.
I'm just so glad you didn't say everybody loves Raymond. I don't know why. I was looking into your eyes and you wanted to say Raymond, but you didn't.
No, Raymond St. Jacques.
Oh, okay.
But so he's being a bitch and crying like somebody. I'm not going to say the name. Somebody I think would be in that same position. And fuck, what happens? Okay, Cuervo pulls out the bazooka.
Yes, bazooka's on its way. Eddie sees him bullet time and is just like, no. While we're only 10 feet from the ground, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So Eddie bails.
First, he shoots Cuervo in the chest.
What?
Yes.
I missed that.
Yes. And he's like, I got him. And then Cuervo just gets up. I don't know what happened here. Did he have a bulletproof jacket? I don't know. But Cuervo brushes it off. He gets shot dead in the chest. He gets shot in the chest.
No fucking way.
And then he gets up that bazooka, and that's where Eddie bails. He sees the bazooka.
Well, that's what I was saying, was that Eddie sees the rocket coming,
Right.
and is just like, peace. And he fucking jumps out. But they do get the remote from Eddie.
Yes.
Before he jumps out.
Yes. And the rocket hits the back, incinerates all the non-white people in the helicopter. This is awful CGI. CGI flames today look bad. These, imagine 1996 CGI flames. So
oh my God, Murray. The president's thoughts and prayers worked. The brown people didn't make it over.
Yes, they didn't. And who needs a wall? Just build a bazooka. And so he's trying to like fly.
Oh no, Mel.
The helicopter is about to explode. He's got Utopia, and he's like, "Look, bail out. I'm gonna crash." And she's like, "All right." So she's looking to bail out. While he's doing that, he grabs the remote and puts it in her pocket, and then boots her out. And then he crash land. He does a Sully. He crashes it, but survives.
Oh yeah, of course. He perfectly crashes it. Did you mention that he ejected Utopia?
Yes, with the remote control. He placed it on her.
Poor little Hobble House came out here.
Come on, we're in the home stretch. We're in the home stretch.
She's so upset.
Yeah.
So Snake gets out, and of course the goons come over. All
puts
the president's
duster
gang.
back on.
Oh, of course he puts that duster back on because he's just like, you guys aren't privileged enough to see my beautiful, broken-in leather. His ass is gleaming at this point. He has to put the duster on so the camera lens can.
And I want to point out, Kurt Russell wrote this scene, and I liked it. He became Snake again.
Yes.
I was disillusioned with that surfing shit, but this is classic Snake.
Yeah. No, I have to imagine they were like, extend this movie for 12 more minutes, and that's where that horrible scene came from.
Yeah.
But then they bookend it well.
Yeah.
Because they probably pre-shot this. I have to imagine they did the ending before they did anything else.
But they're like, so they surround Snake, because they're still scared of this guy. And they're like, give us that sword of Damocles. Why don't you come and get it? And then they're like, okay.
They pull Utopia out at that point.
Yeah, they're like, look, we found her. She's got the remote. He doesn't have the fucking remote.
the fucking goon. What did you call the ponytail fucking name?
Malloy.
Malloy comes down. He's like, wait a minute, Chief. I know. I can smell a queef from a mile away.
Classic Snake move.
And he goes in.
Never just a snake.
He goes
as far
in,
as you can see him in the grass.
Exactly. So he goes in to.
I see that remote for the trees.
He goes into Utopia's brassiere because, of course, she's keeping it there, and he's eyeing the president while he's groping his daughter, which you think would be weird for the president, but the president is cucking it up. He's like, "Oh my God, get those tits." So he pulls that little remote out.
Like Snake was trying to snake us again.
Oh,
we're on to
man.
you. And Snake looks all, oh, fuck. He's bummed out. And then they're like, here you are, Mr. President. And he's like, this is my time to shine.
Camera crew!
He's like, Cuba, we're going to fucking destroy Cuba. They're not going to invade Florida. And you know what? On top of it, electrocute my daughter in a chair while we're doing this.
Oh, my God. So they put the daughter in the chair.
So, guys, we want to point out, we've been alluding all this time that this is obviously a Trump thing. But no, if it was Trump, he'd say, take my daughter to my bedroom. He wouldn't say, take an electric chair. So this is not Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
This is Pence.
You know, me and Murray were arguing about this all week. I think it's more of a Pence thing. Mike Pence, our vice president, because he is the crazy evangelical.
It makes sense that he would know about Plutoxin because he knows all about diseases. He's going to stop the coronavirus.
He's very into Plutoxins, and he's going to save us from coronavirus.
And speaking of Plutoxin, Snake's like, give me the fucking antidote. You fucking moron. We just gave you the common flu.
That's it.
Dipshit. Once again, Snake falling for something because we learned in the beginning of the movie that he never had any. Remember in Escape from New York, he had explosives. That was bullshit too. They're constantly jerking Snake around because we're constantly going back to a better movie.
So while the daughter Utopia is being pulled off to the electric chair, they have a whole set being built around the president and a live camera feed being built in front of him, where he's going to air out, guys, this attack, Rostov, who I've heard,
it's time.
It's time. And he punches in the little code, and then he hits the play button because it was a play button. Yeah. And what do we hear?
I love LA. We don't love it.
We don't know how to do a Randy Newman voice, is what I just learned.
Well, you talk like this.
I love LA.
No,
that's a Tom Waits LA.
Yeah, it's a Tom Waits. And then they're like, God damn it, Snake, you did it much like in the fucking a much better movie, Escape from New York. You switched the tapes.
And so they're just like, fucking shoot this goon.
Because Snake goes, you looking for this? And he pulls out that fucking remote.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, give it to us, Pliskin.
So the Snake is surrounded by the
And then the president's like, fuck, just shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And they just unload on Pliskin. But
wait a minute. I believe, Murray, we alluded to the fact that the hologram device was in the trench coat.
Right.
That hide his glistening, fully broken in leather buns.
Yes. And first they don't know what to believe. So Malloy's like, give me a gun. Let me check this out. And then he waves the gun through. Yeah,
he goes up and swipes it over.
And we see some more awful CGI.
Again, I believe not Han Solo. Luke Skywalker did this, and Ryan Johnson, Star Wars.
Did you see that video?
No, I just know he did that.
But someone actually made a video. They said, did that movie rip off Escape from L.A.? And
my God, are you kidding?
They put them together, and they were showing scene for scene.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I
actually saw that last night for the first time.
That's hilarious.
Doing my research.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Murray, for doing your extensive research.
Yes.
We have a full research crew here at golan-globus Theater.
I read at least half of the IMDb trivia things for the movies we do.
Merman Productions is a real production company. It's definitely not just me and Murray.
Yeah. We got interns. I'm constantly groping them. I don't care what the fuck you say. Men, women, I grope them.
It might sound like Millhouse is a dog. She's an intern. Barnyard, also an intern. Little Jeff, he's our intern.
Yeah. Jeff said he had to take some time off because his wife's having a kid. I said, kill it.
Murray, we got to take some time off. We got to finish this episode. We're getting close to 2 hours.
2 hours of goodness. So Snake, he's like, well, let's see what I can do. I can hit Cuba and save America, or I can just blow the whole fucking world, much like Bernie Sanders wants to do.
Yeah.
But and of course he's a snake, so he just 666 types it in. They're like, no, Snake, you're gonna destroy all the beautiful world, all the things we've worked for.
Snake, that's the number of the beast. 666.
And then he's like, call me Pliskin. And then he hits that button, and then we get these awful fucking CGI of satellites opening up, firing off the EMPs. The whole world's shut down. Fucking Utopia, she's like, woo, you saved me. I'm not going to be electrocuted. Everything's just gone.
This is the message of the movie. At least they got the ending right.
All right. So we learned that Snake is like, we need to take it. We've lost our way with technology.
Yeah.
Social media, it's ruining the world. We can
do
so much without it. Snake taught us that 25 years ago.
People are right. The old movies were weird and wrong, but they're the old movies. We don't need to make a big message out of it. They're just what they are.
And then Snake, we see him half a mile away because that's the radius of the holocam.
Of course.
He doesn't turn it off because it doesn't work anymore. And he just so happens to find a packet of cigarettes. It lights up, or I think actually it might have been some Slim Jims because it kind of looked like Fred Williamson.
It looked like Fred's.
Pulls out that trusty, the thing we thought he'd never need in the beginning of the movie, that box of matches.
Twice now.
Lights it up, and then just looks into the camera and it's like, "Welcome to the new world."
I loved it. I love that line. Like, Carpenter at his worst is still better than movies today. That's the sad part.
Unfortunately, Griff, this movie cost $50 million, made $25 million. So,
oh, really?
Yes. So the
It
plan
was that bad.
the plan was to make the next one was Escape from Earth.
Interesting.
And what happened was instead he retrofitted that movie and made an awful movie called Ghost of Mars, starring Ice Cube.
What?
Yes, that's what the last of the Snake Plissken trilogy was going to be. Escape from Earth. It became Ghost of Mars. Maybe we'll do that. I don't really want to, but maybe we'll do that sometime in the future.
If you think you want to actually talk about it for an hour and a half, we'll do it.
But you know what I do want to talk about? Next week's movie, Griff.
Let's do it. Because,
People, next week is our birthday. It's our birthday episode, but it's really you're getting the present. Because we much like Gravedigger and Coffin, we never renege on a promise.
Oh, my
and we
God.
promised 4 months ago.
4 months ago. We've been waiting so long for this shit.
We got burned.
So long. I got my mesh tank top on the way.
One guy listening to us cares about this, but so what? You got to tune in. If it's half as bad as we've heard about, we haven't even watched it. We're going to watch it. We're going to bring in our buddy Hair Metal
Murray,
Sean.
We're going to be current for once in our fucking podcast life.
We're going to have Hair Metal Sean here, the master of hair metal, because we have to. Because people, we're doing the movie we were going to do Halloween, Veronica, from the mind of Glenn Danzig. So it's on, people. It's on YouTube now. You got to pay for it, but it's on YouTube. It's on Google Play. Check it out if you want to. You don't want any spoilers, because we are going to unveil Veronica next week, and we're going to end it by keeping it warm.